Sorry for the good morning and sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties on our end. Today is September 29th. Thank you for joining us for the Hurricane Helene Buncombe County briefing. We have several community partners here with us today to provide updates from what they're seeing in their communities. We also have County Manager Avril Pender and Sheriff Miller with us today as well. My name is Stacey Wood. I'm the Public Information Officer for Buncombe County Government. To get us started, we'll start with remarks from County Manager Pender.
Thank you. Good morning. Here it's Sunday morning, and clear skies are going to help our crews continue our intense rescue and recovery operations through mudslides, flooded areas, and stranded individuals. We're still not in a space where we can do wellness checks. We're still trying to save every single person we can. I've got representatives here from Weaverville, Swannanoa, and Black Mountain to tell you more about efforts in those areas from the northeast to the southeast parts of the county that has been hardest hit. As a reminder, Buncombe County government regular operations will be closed Monday and Tuesday to focus on emergency operations. Buncombe County Courthouse will be closed on Monday. Our landfill will be opened Monday, but anyone traveling to the landfill must take caution. Alternate routes will be required as Highway 251 is not fully accessible. Unfortunately, our transfer station at Hominy Creek has been compromised and will be closed until further notice. We are working with Waste Pro to determine what residential collection will look like, but we don't have any information about that at this time. As a reminder that the Buncombe County Register of Deeds has developed a web-based form to assist people in finding and connecting with residents of Buncombe County. Go to www.buncombeready.org www.buncombeready.org to find out information, or call 828-820-2761. Again, that number is 828-820-2761. If you have found your loved one, we also want to know so we can update our records. We have more than 1,000 reports so far. There are 2 shelters available at AB Tech, one for the general population at the AB Tech Conference Center, 16 Fernyhurst Drive in Asheville, 28801. That's Fernyhurst, Fernyhurst, Fernyhurst Drive in Asheville. Please use the Victoria Road entrance. We also have a medical emergency shelter for individuals who are dependent on medical equipment requiring power. That is located at 10 Genevieve Circle. That is GENEVIEVE, Genevieve Circle in Asheville, 28801. The shelter at the Ag Center is full. Please do not go there. We are working to set up food and water distribution sites throughout the county. We'll share those as soon as they are available. We know individual organizations are providing support. We don't have a list of those, but we know that for Buncombe County to get through this, we are all going to need to lift each other up and fill in those gaps. As I mentioned, today we have representatives from Weaverville, Black Mountain, and Swannanoa to give updates on the rescue and recovery work in those spaces. So first, I'll turn it over to Weaverville.
Thank you, Avril. I'm Patrick Fitzsimmons, Mayor of Weaverville, and I'm joined here by our interim manager and Fire Chief, Scotty Harris. Our fire department and public works department have been on duty since Wednesday evening, and as a result, most roads are now passable in Weaverville, but many remain partially blocked either by downed trees or downed power lines. So people can get around, but we urge people to take great caution and, quite frankly, stay off the roads if at all possible. One of our biggest problems is our water plant was flooded by 8 feet of water, so there is no water service in Weaverville or in the areas around the city that are serviced by our water plants. There's also, unfortunately, no commercial or retail water available at this time in Weaverville. The good news is we have just been notified that electricians are en route now to assess the damage at the water plant and hopefully make some solutions to our water problem. As I said, our public works, fire department, and police departments have been on duty since Wednesday night, and they have performed 15 water rescues and evacuated a few neighborhoods. There is no power in Weaverville anywhere. Town offices are currently closed and will remain closed until further notice. The prescription pad pharmacy is going to be opening today, though, to make available to people who have immediate medical needs or medication needs available. So the prescription pad is open today until 5 p.m. Through the drive-through. Thank you. Do you have any more to add, Scotty?
No, sir, Mayor. I appreciate the just the public's engagement through all this. I mean, the public has been a tremendous asset. Our community partners, as the county manager has always put out, it's one Buncombe, and it's one community as well. We've come together from a community standpoint. We've seen neighbors helping neighbors, and we appreciate that support that has allowed the fire service and public works to get out and clear roads and assist you as we come together in this community and face these challenges ahead. We appreciate your support.
Thank you. And we will turn it over to Swananoa. Swananoa, are you on the call? We can't hear you, Chief. Can't hear you. Chief, we still can't hear you. While Chief Penland works on his audio, we will transition to Black Mountain. Black Mountain? As you can imagine, communications are very difficult in our area right now, so we appreciate your patience. Black Mountain, are you on the call? Okay. Do we have Black Mountain? Sorry, Chief. We're working.
The group can hear the chief. We can't hear the chief. It's
Okay.
our current issue.
That's the important part, that the group is here.
Got it.
This is Chief Penland. Can you hear me?
Chief Penland, we can hear you loud and clear. It's great to hear you.
Gotcha, Chief.
So you can hear?
Yes, go ahead, Chief.
Okay. Only way to start is we've been on duty here since Wednesday. Devastation throughout the main part of Swananoa and parts. I'm sure it's the same way in the county. What we're doing concentrating on today is sending crews up Old 70 to do some search and rescue efforts. But part of Old 70 it's not there anymore. So that's what we've got. We're working on that. We're trying to work on some places where we know that some roads are out and trying to just get up in there. We've got a task force team here helping us out. But it is good to see people helping others. And that's going to have to continue for us to get through this. We do have 2 private helicopters dropping food, one at the Harley Davidson shop and one at the First Baptist Church here by the fire department. I don't know if you could hear one just getting ready to come in now. People are coming in and saying that we've got equipment, we've got track codes and all that, and we're They want to help.
Thank you, Chief. We appreciate you being on the call. One last call for Black Mountain. Are you with us? Okay. So at this point, we're going to transition to Sheriff Miller for his remarks.
Thank you. Yesterday, we shared that this event had turned fatal. This morning, I can confirm that we have lost 10 of our friends, family, and neighbors in this disaster. We will not be releasing names at this time. Without more phone and internet access, we cannot share those names without being absolutely certain that we've given their loved ones this information. Our hearts are broken with this news, and we ask that folks give our community the space and time to grieve this incredible loss. In closing, I will assure you we will continue to be here for our community in this event, as well as provide our normal services as best we can to Buncombe County. Again, we must continue to do recovery, and as those numbers increase, we'll provide that information as soon as we possibly can. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff Miller. With that, we will open it up to questions from the media. You can either unmute yourself or you can type the questions in the chat.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me, Stacy?
We got you, Kim.
Okay. First of all, thank you all for being here today. We are working the best we can here at WLOS, and I would ask all of you also to let the community know that we are here working, and we can broadcast online at WLOS.com, and I encourage anyone who wants to see what is going on in our community to know that we have crews in the field. We will be coming, Mr. Penland, today, and I'm so sorry for the search and rescue to see you in Swannanoa. We have heard about the devastation. And Sheriff, I'm very saddened to hear this, that we have lost 10 people. My first question to you is, are these members of law enforcement, or are these members of our community? And where exactly in Buncombe County do you know where these losses have taken place, these deaths?
So first, I can confirm that they are not law enforcement. And secondly, I cannot tell you exactly the locations. This has been a challenge, as you well know, of being out in so many different areas. So we're doing recovery throughout the entire county. And again, we will give you that information as soon as we have it.
Do you have some type of idea? Is this in low-lying areas? Is this in the River Arts? Can you give the public, we've now into this, I think, 72 hours.
Again, this time I cannot, but I will tell you that as soon as we have that, because we want to be absolutely certain when we report the loss and give us opportunity to notify the families. And then as soon as we get that done, we will notify the public.
Thank you. Next question.
Yes, I'm Patricia Serrano from Enlace Latino, NSC. We are a Spanish media. And I don't know if I can ask my question in Spanish, if there is interpretation available. But my question is, I was trying to
Patricia, stand
Yes.
by. We're gonna bring an interpreter.
It's
into the
okay.
room.
It's okay. I can make my question in English. No worries.
Okay,
You can tell me if you can understand me.
We'll have a Spanish broadcast after
Okay.
this. We'll post that to our
That-
Facebook page. But if you could do English, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's good to know, because I can communicate to the community that. My question is, as you know, there is a big Latino community in this area. There is people that don't speak English. There is people that maybe don't feel safe to go to ask for help or go to shelter because the migration situation. So I know we are making effort now for still saving life. My question is that you in any way are touching base with this community, most of all on the trailer parks, and what you know about that in Buncombe County and in the area.
So, would you like to address?
Yes, we have been searching all of Buncombe County, including trailer parks. We have been broadcasting in the Spanish broadcast and briefing throughout the process. So we have been diligent in trying to reach out to all of our community, including our Latino friends and families. But yes, we have been searching every part of Buncombe County. We have not excluded anyone. And equity is not what we do. We're trying to make sure we focus on equity as well. So we have been very diligent in trying to reach all of our community.
And Patricia, as you might imagine, we've, staff has been stretched during this response. What you see here is happening minute to minute, and we have tried to do the best we can with very limited resources and staffing. And just today, our staff are starting to return into the EOC, and they are able to be a bigger part of the comms response. And we're glad to see some familiar faces around the EOC today.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you. Let's see, we have some questions popping up in the chat. Have some of the resources reached us? Where are food and water being distributed, and when might it be available?
We have received some resources. The state has been very generous in sending it to us. We have had a couple of helicopters that has been able to drop some resources in the hardest hit areas. You heard Chief Penland earlier said you could hear one in the background coming into the Swananoa area. We don't have the distribution sites yet for the water and food distribution. The intent was to have that up sometime today. Our latest estimate of water getting here, we were told this morning that they're now on the other side of Davie County, coming on, trying to get up to Old Fort Mountain. So we intend to have some water services. If you will bear with us and be patient one more day. I hate to say that because I know how desperate water is in our community, but we are pushing as hard as we can to get them up the mountain.
Laura Hackett, I see that you have a question. Would you like to unmute?
Yes. Hello. I'm just a little confused. When are the distribution spots for the food and water going to be shared? I feel like the timeline's just been moving on that. So is there a concrete date when we're going to know where those distribution stops are and how folks can get, food and water?
Laura, that's a great question. To your point, it has been a moving target, and it's been very frustrating for us as well. But we have been working with our state senators, with our state emergency management folks, and they have been pushing to get us water. As soon as we get water, we've been identifying sites. We've been identifying the staff that could be working to help that water distribution go as quickly as possible. We would get out to as many media partners as we can so that that message can be broadcast. I appreciate Kim and I appreciate you guys being here this morning to tell us that you can get this message out for us. So as soon as we know the ETA or of the water getting here or any food getting here, we would put that out. I hate to spin up some sites and people show up and there's no product. So we've been pushing really hard to get the product. And as soon as we have a time that product is going to be here, we can announce and people can start lining up.
Awesome. Thank you, Avril. And just to follow up, what specifically is the holdup in getting water here?
I think it has been the transportation, the roads to get here. The state did release water. We were told there's going to be several tractor trailer loads of water coming into our community. So the tractor trailer themselves, I think, getting up Old Fort and getting up I-26 and every other way they can get here has been the biggest holdup.
One more follow-up. Do we not have any existing water supplies on hand?
We do, and it's actually on the other side of the river in Swananoa. So that has been cut off for us as well.
Thank you. Okay, just one more follow-up. Appreciate all you're doing. We just wanted to get a little more clarification on what specifically is wrong with the water system in Asheville. So what has broken the line? Like what's the extent of the damage? Maybe that's more of an Asheville question,
That's
but
an
wanted to
Asheville
ask that.
question, Laura.
Yes.
Thank you. That's Asheville.
And we would try to get that answer for you to do. Wendy was on yesterday. He told you that they lost some of the lines, but we would try to get a more definitive answer from Asheville for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Laura. Just a clarification, is the 10 confirmed fatalities figure countywide? In other words, does it include municipalities in the county?
It's countywide this time. And again, as that number increase, we'll be back to inform you. And again, I'm just asking that we be respectful to giving us the opportunity to notify families. I have no problems with giving you the number count, but the names and giving us the opportunity to contact those family members and to, and their friends. So we just ask that we please be a little patient and give us the opportunity to notify the families.
How is the county coordinating with FEMA and their relief efforts? Where is FEMA working in the county?
The order is we go through state emergency first. There are some federal crews coming in, but we coordinate through the state. And then the state brings those resources to our community. So the state has been 100% with us since Wednesday. The state has been here, and they would contact the federals, and they would contact and tell us who and where to put those. So everything is connected through the AOC and the state. So I can't tell you specifically where crews are working. It is all connected together.
Another clarification request on the death toll. The state has reported 10 fatalities as well. Do you know how many of the Buncombe County deaths are included in the state total?
I do not. I don't know.
To what extent are there areas of the county that emergency workers have been unable to reach so far? Are there many people who can't leave their homes?
I was just simply tell you there are areas in the county that we have been unable to reach. We're doing the best we can as far as getting there, and also just to ask the community if they have contact with some of the people we can't, to utilize the county services to reach out and get that information to us. But again, I know that communication is challenging at this time. But again, I really ask that we continue to work together to get through this disaster. And I just want to answer your questions. There's still areas that we have not been able to get to.
Can the county recommend any specific places where residents without water can access some?
Not at this time. We're not aware of any at this time. That's why we're really pushing the state to get that water here. So.
We cannot confirm any specific access points for water at this time, Laura. We cannot confirm that either, Laura. We do not know of any nonprofits with water.
No. The one nonprofit that we've been working with is on the other side of the Swananoa River, and that's the local source that we have.
Just confirming, the county has received more than 1,000 reports of missing people.
We know that that's a duplicate number. That's what has come into our website that we set up with the Register of Deeds yesterday. That people have not heard from. I don't know if they're missing, but that's what people have not heard from them yet. And due to cell service and internet, that number, as soon as we get cell phone on, I believe that number would come down.
And just as a reminder, you can find that link to the form and the phone number at buncombeready.org. A question from Patricia. Knowing that so many people do not have access to internet, phone, or even radio, are there any plans to distribute written information about water, food, etc.?
Great idea. So.
And I can confirm, Patricia, that when those sites open, comms are already ready, and we will be pushing that information out in every single corner of Buncombe County that we can get to in various formats. Thank you for the question. Are there any additional questions? As a reminder for our rhythm here with media briefings, we'll be back again at 4 p.m. We will continue this cadence for as long as it takes to get information out to our community. 10 a.m., 4 p.m., and we will also be issuing press releases throughout the day as developments occur. We will also be broadcasting a Spanish version of this briefing on our Facebook page. So check back later after we're able to complete that package and push it through our Facebook page as well.
I want to add that we're also utilizing hand radios, and they would have this briefing, and they would also be putting out on hand radio as well. So as any communication tool that we have available, we've been working to use that.
I have just a final question, if I can, Stacy.
Go ahead, Kim.
Forgive me if this has already been answered. Are we going to see the National Guard here? What is your expectation for federal assistance? I understand that you have to go through the chain of command, but we are on the ground. People are extremely nervous. There are lines for miles for gasoline. When is the time that the call is made by the governor or by you guys at the county level to ask and have that happen?
That question, we've already asked for National Guards, and they're already here in our community. We've actually, on our call yesterday, we shared that the National Guard, we're using local National Guards headquartered here, and we're also bringing in a National Guard. So the governor has already authorized, and we've already asked for National Guard troops in our community. They've been doing more civil work as far as getting resources out, helping to cut trees and clear roads. So those have been, but they've been here working the whole time, Kim. Thank you for the question.
Are you worried at all about these lines with the gas? We came into where the TV station is on the south side, and I saw some arguments breaking out. What happens, and maybe sheriff or someone with law enforcement and you, Avril, can tell us what happens as tensions continue to rise for the demand for basic goods.
Well, one, I will tell you that we will now look at posting deputies at those sites just to ensure people remain civil.
But as the power comes back on, you're seeing more and more stores are being open and facilities are opening. So yes. But we have been talking this morning around those crowds that now that stores are coming up, their lines going up. And we are talking about how do we start to send more troops or more law enforcement to help patrol that situation. But yes, Kim, that is on our docket for the day as well.
Thank you. Well, since Kim got to ask an extra question, we'll just ask Mark's question here. What are your folks hearing from NCDOT about interstate access?
I-26 towards Greer and South Carolina was open yesterday. They're working on the other side of I-26 to get that open towards the Tennessee border. And I-40 is proven to be much more difficult, but there's one lane for emergency crews to come through I-40 to get here to the mountains to bring those supplies in. They're not opening up I-40 broadly until they can do a full assessment, but there's one tiny lane that they have open on I-40 so we can get access to services and supplies coming up the mountain.
Do we have any idea, have they communicated any timelines for opening 40 and 26 to Tennessee?
They have not. The priority has been to get supplies here.
Okay. All right. We are officially ending the 10 a.m. Okay. One more for Chief Penland, since he is on the call and has made some time to speak with us today. We wanted to bring our communities to this briefing because we've heard you, we see your comments, and we understand that you want updates from Swannanoa, Black Mountain, Weaverville. And so that's why we have these reps here. And so Chief Penland, there's a comment in the chat here, a question for you. Chief Penland, could you elaborate more on what you're seeing in Swannanoa and any additional details about search and rescue?
Yeah, what I'm seeing is the main part of Swannanoa around the old beacon site is completely devastated. The bridge is, the main bridge will have to be repaired. The old Highway 70 is gone. Highway 70 businesses they're almost in what's left of the river. They're going to have to be replaced. The road is going to have to be probably dug up and redone. That's just what we can see right here in front of us. through our search and rescue efforts, we've had, complete neighborhoods that are no longer there. So we're just trying now to go to where these neighborhoods used to were and just try to do some search and rescue in some of the houses that are still there, or if they did move another place, we're just trying to go into them and just do a search and rescue.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, and thanks to our media partners for being on this call and for helping us share information. You've been great throughout this whole response, and again, we are trying as hard as we can to keep you updated. We'll be back 4 p.m. today, same time, same avenue, Facebook Live, and we'll see you then. And thanks to all the partners on the call today.
Thanks, Lisa.
Recordings.